Good morning, everybody. How is everybody this morning? Hope there's some people out there on a Sunday. If not, I'll just ramble on. I thought today I would, I never remember to turn that off right away. I'm just going to be drinking my iced coffee while some people come in. Oh, great. Hi, QP. Hi, Prelim. Right as I was going to bed, I saw you were live, preliminal, and I just, oh, gosh. I was like, I need to go over there. And then, like, as soon as I said it, like, my eyes were closed. And I couldn't go. I was just so tired. Sometimes I feel like, we have to get sleep when we can, and then other times, I don't know. Oh, these socks are nice and warm. Hi, Sarah. I finished up. I'll probably post it later today, the first part of the Book of Enoch that I did, but what was the deal with it? Oh, I'm trying to figure out on OBS how to make it go from one scene to the next. You guys maybe don't know what I'm talking about, but it used to go automatic scene changer and just flip to the next thing without you having to wait there and do it. And it's not doing it for some reason, so that's a hold up. So anyway, oh shoot, did I bring it? Okay, good. I thought I'd tell you guys, like, since it's Sunday, I hope you don't mind, just like kind of my spiritual background a little bit. I grew up in a church that, it was Lutheran, and it was great because I learned Bible stories and I learned about God. But, we never read the Bible or anything. We just went to church. But we went to church every Sunday. But my goodness, that was the whole thing. There was no getting around it. I remember trying to be late one Sunday. I was around 12 or 13 or something like that. And hi, Evie. Good morning. And I had wet hair still. And I'm like, I can't go. My hair's wet. And my dad, he kind of, he didn't ever hurt me or anything like that. He kind of grabbed my arm. He said, get in the car. And so there was just no getting out of it. No two ways about it. We were going to church and that was it. But anyway, I didn't really live like a Christian in high school even. I was kind of a wild child. And then that continued when I went to college. Let me just check every now and then I got to check the thingy. Oh, darn it, I left that one open. I didn't mean to do that. Hope you guys can still hear me. But can you guys hear me okay? Did you hear anything I just said previously? Because my thingy was weird. But okay, good. My computer was just doing something weird, so I wasn't sure if you guys could hear me or not. But so anyway, that continued through college, and then I was partying and drinking and doing drugs. And I've told this story before. I had a really bad mushroom trip where I thought my boyfriend was the devil. Hi, Raleigh. And after that, I kind of went a little crazy, but I ended up finding God after that again, kind of more in a real way than when I was a kid. And so I was kind of one of those pretty fundamentalist Christians where you're pretty narrow for a long, long, long time. You know, I got married, had my 2 kids. And, you know, I never did anything out of the ordinary, really, other than, you know, your standard be a bitch every now and then or whatever. And anyway, you know, you know, even if you okay, Raleigh, you just posted a phone number for what? And what's in this room? But you know, I just was kind of boring. I mean, I raised my kids and they went to a Christian school at first, and then I homeschooled, and then they went to public. But I know, but what's an SS room? I don't know what that is. So I said, oh. Salted Cedar, yeah. I love Salted Cedar streams. Did he have one last night? Hi, Fizzy Pop. Good morning. So, anyway, just getting back, you know, that's, you know, I used to write these Bible verses on this. It's an index card thing but it's like bound by a ring, you know, like a notebook ring, kind of. Yeah, QP has a scammer. Huh. Yeah, we'll be careful. QP has a wrench, so. But anyway, well, I don't. Why would you want him to call you, Raleigh? I don't like calling scammers. Anyway, I've got this, you know, it's got, let's see how many, 50 cards on it. And I used to write these Bible verses on it and stuff. And I'm holding it right now. It's old. It's like, gosh, when this was from like around 1990 or a little before. So, you know, 30 years. Well, yeah, it'd be 30 years exactly because it was around 88. Oh, M. Hobbs is here too. So we've got 2 wrenches that can bonk. Hi, Michelle. My name's Michelle too. I know you know that, but maybe not everybody else does. But so anyway, I've got this these index cards with this ring on it, and you know, I was really curious because most of these are NIV on. Because I use the NIV. I know a lot of people are King James only and all that. I don't really see the point of that because I understand their objections, but I just don't want to get into any arguments over it or whatever. Because, I mean, for instance, wineskins is still in the NIV Bible. If you look it up. I mean, if you want to know what all the instances where wineskins were in the King James, all you have to do is look up wineskins in the NIV and you can find it. So, but anyway, kind of an interesting thing that happened. Now, I did find this. So anyway, I got this thing because these are handwritten by me, Bible verses. They're not typed or anything. And so I was looking through each one. And first I went through my physical Bible NIV to find out if anything had changed. And I'll tell you a couple in a minute. And then after that, I went to the online NIV. Now, I noticed that it had changed, you know, because some Bibles do revisions and stuff. And let me get a drink of my iced coffee for a minute. My mouth is really dry. What's everybody else drinking this morning? You know, it's weird because I used to drink like 2 pots of coffee a day, but it'd always be hot coffee. And I don't know if it's these new worlds we're going through, or if it's just me being older. But I just, I have to have a ton of ice in everything all the time. Like, something cold. I mean, even in the winter and stuff, like if it's really cold, I'll have like 1 cup of hot coffee, but then the rest of them I'll do iced coffee. But I think it's something major flat D. Okay, we'll watch out for it. Raleigh, thank you. Hi, Darkwolf. How are you this morning? So, but anyway, on my little index card ring thing. So first I went through the physical Bible to see if there's any changes in the NIV, and then I went through the online Bible. And I found that like 2 or 3 of these I wrote in New American Standard for some reason, because I'm like, that is not how I remember it. And then I looked it up, and I remember the NIV version, but for some reason I had 3. Hi, Korrie. 3 in the New American Standard. But there was one verse that had 1 word change that I'm pretty convinced of. But that was the only one that had a change. There's only 1 verse on here. And but what I noticed as I was going through these cards, and remember, they're on a ring, is that as I was going through this, and I would flip through, and then I would look at, I don't even know if I have John 3:16, because I didn't have to, I already had that one memorized. I can go through some of the ones that I have on here. But anyway, as I was going through these cards and looking them up and stuff, I put my thumb, on top of the one I was doing, and then flip it. And then it seemed like, I would be looking up a verse for the next one, and then I'd look down and it'd be a different book of the Bible. I'm like, what is going on here? Like I'd be like looking up something in 2 Corinthians, and then I'd look down and it'd be Galatians, and I swear it seemed like these cards were like moving the order as I was doing this yesterday. Oh, goodness. I mean, I can't, I don't know, because that happened about 3 times. And then when I noticed it, it quit. So I don't know if that's the whole double slit theory where you notice something. But anyway, I marked down just a random verse, and I memorized which order it was on this thing. And remember, it's a ring. So it's not like this thing can't get out of order, because these are on a ring, like a notebook ring. Hi, and then he said, oh, I'm so thirsty for some reason. Okay, so the Bible verse that changed in the NIV, and there's people that talk about, darn it, I meant to write this down. Well, I know which one it is, though. That talk about a verse in the NIV changing in it, or that Jesus has a son or something like that, and that's dumb. It's they didn't take the context into consideration. The verse isn't saying that Jesus had a son, and I don't know why they think that. But anyways, let me try to find the verse that changed for me, and then I want to make sure that that one is still. Oh wait, is this it? Might be this one. No, I don't think so. Oh yeah, it is this one. Okay, let me just make sure. I'm going to go to Bible Gateway real quick. Okay, and then one of the things too that I wanted to let you know, even though I still have these verses memorized in the NIV, and I still do read my NIV's physical Bible, but a Bible that I really like, and when I was in college after I, got saved again, I got to go back to the chat before I do this. Okay, I just want to make sure everything's going good. Hi, Simon. How are you this morning? What was I saying? Oh, the verse or the Bible that I use now is called the Tree of Life version, and it's when I was in college, I used to really have a wanting to talk to Jews, about Jesus and stuff like that, and so I'd go to a few Messianic Christian churches where they're Jewish and they have all the Jewish traditions and they have, they celebrate all the Jewish holidays, and it was the couple that I went to are just fantastic and really cool. And I loved it. And so, but anyway, the book or the Bible that I do now is called Tree of Life, and it's on Bible Gateway. And one of the reasons I like it is the whole heaven, hell, or I mean, not heaven, hell, Hades, Sheol, and Tartarus and all that. It uses the Hebrew for all those, the word hell isn't even in that Bible. And not that I don't believe there is, I know there's a fire. I do believe that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it leaves some of the Hebrew words in there so that you can really just know what it actually says. Let's see. Simon says it's a lovely sunny day here for a change. Oh, that's great. Yeah, it was really sunny and blue skies here yesterday too. Oh yeah, Korrie probably said something, but Patrick is leaving in the morning. I'm so sad. I mean, it's a lot of times I only caught half his streams, but a lot of times I'd also go back and see the front part. Okay, so let me just make sure before I read this Bible verse that it's still the same thing as what it was, which it should be. But and like I said, it was. I only found two, but one really. Let's see. I just want to type this in the Bible Gateway and make sure it still says the same thing. And then I have a physical Bible as too, but I didn't bring it in here because it's too many things to carry. Okay, the verse is 1 John 1:9. And this is a verse that, I flat out had memorized. And that's why I knew that it was a change. And it's not like it's even a bad change necessarily, but I just knew for a fact it was a change because this verse is just, But anyway, it's, if we confess our sins, he is faithful and just and will forgive us our sins and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. And that's the NIV version. That's 1 John 1:9. And anyway, it changed, the word changed from cleanse to purify. But that's one that I definitely had. Hi, Dad, GPK. How are you this morning? And, it's not even that it's necessarily a bad word change for going from cleanse to purify, but it just stuck out like a sticker in my eye, because I just had that verse memorized so well. And so that's really, and then there was one where, I used to be a stickler for writing down the proper punctuation, the commas and the colons, and anyway, there was another one that had his wasn't capitalized, but then that, I'm kind of giving it to, that might not, I might have just written that one down wrong. I'm willing to, but that purify, I know that was the end. The thing that got me was that it was in my physical Bible as well. So that's why I knew it was a change. But of the verses that I had memorized so much when I, this was clear back, 30 years ago, that's the only verse that changed that I noticed. But let's see, I'm trying to think of what the guy said that, what verse was it? That they said, where it had Jesus as his son, because that wasn't what the verse is saying. But I can't remember what it is. I don't know right now. I get a drink. Well, I don't know what the deal with the phone. Yeah, Evie, it does. To me, cleanse means like you're, it's taken off all your sins, just kind of washing them away. Whereas purify, in a way, almost has a little bit of a, well, I don't know. It means like you're totally white as snow, maybe, but it could also have maybe a bad connotation as well. I don't know. I mean, it's not necessarily like a hugely bad change. It's just, like I said, it stuck out because that's one verse that was just, I flat out had memorized and there was no way. I mean, it was always cleansed for sure. Okay, Brawley, we get it. I love you, Raleigh. I don't go there. I usually just kind of go, or mostly to the ones everybody else goes to. Yeah, I haven't heard of it either. I haven't heard of that channel either. Oh, you guys, if you didn't hear it, Scott Baylo's thing with his mom last night was really, really cool. Did anybody get in on that? I know QP was there. He had us and Korrie, I know she was there too, but that was really cool. To hear his mom, because she was like half and half, on things, and he'd get so upset when she'd answer from what it is now, but then he'd rejoice when it was really cute. And his mom was kind of neat. Oh yeah, Evie, I remember now, you two were there. Yeah, it was good. So yeah. Well, what is so interesting though about his stream, or talking to his mom, as you could just see the download right there, because she'd say the old way or whatever, and then he'd say the new way, and then she'd be like, oh well, yeah, maybe that's it. And then you're just like, oh my gosh, it's like right there in front of all of it. Yeah. Yeah, she was a little tipsy, but it was fine. I mean, it was no big deal. It was really cute, I thought. I thought it was a cute broadcast. But what was so weird about it, though, is you could just see. I mean, you could just see. It's just a classic download situation. Oh my gosh. So anyway, like, back to this too, let me just check to see if that one card that I picked out is still in that spot, the same spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14. Yep, it's still in the same spot. Good. But the thing that works the best for me as far as indicators, because I've done stuff with cards, and then I go back to like MA's snap card one, and also the one where he has the Othello board. I even put that in one of my videos too, just to see if like my video, like I just have a screenshot of his Othello board. And I have that board pretty much memorized now. I mean, I'll know if something's going to change on that board. But it'd be interesting to see if like his board and my board are different, because I took a screenshot of his Othello board, Yeah, it was shall for me, for sure. But the NIV is different on that. So, and I just memorized the King James on that one. There was 2 verses, that one. And thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. I have that one in King James too, because of this Amy Grant song. I love that song. It's a really cool song. What was I saying before that? I don't know. Oh, screenshots. Yeah. Yeah. Indicators. But anyway, the best thing that works, you guys, and Jason Maggard, he says that he loves it, that I showed him that because he uses it all the time, are temperature indicators. But you got to be really consistent. You got to be really consistent in doing it. You got to make sure you do it every day, because, if you don't do it for a couple days, you're not going to know if it's changed. But because I caught it 3 days in March that changed, and these were huge changes, like 17-degree difference. That's in Fahrenheit. So, but they really, really work. And Jason Maggard says that they work for him too. So what you do is you just take, you just write down the well, I've got a video on it, but you just basically write down in a logbook, because numbers don't change. I'm pretty convinced of that, because I could tell that by because the numbers that I wrote down didn't change, but the numbers for AccuWeather did. So my numbers. So I'm kind of convinced that I don't think numbers change, because another reason I don't think numbers change is because that's kind of the language of math, or well, obviously the language of math, but also the language of computers and stuff like that. You can't really have numbers changing. You know what I mean? So. So anyway, I think that anything to do with numbers is a good thing, a good indicators to use. Okay, anything? Oh, okay. Getting back to my spiritual story. So I was kind of, just going through life and everything, and then when I got a divorce, I was really God, because I was like, I did everything right. I didn't cheat on him. I didn't do anything. How come? Even though I was probably going to end up divorcing him anyways. Myself. Oh, Raleigh, please don't put your phone number in the chat. You don't want to do that, because there's a permanent log of these now. Yeah, I don't think you should do that, because there's a permanent log of now, if you have your email posted on your channel or something like that, you can just say, go to my channel and look at that. And yeah, I don't think it's a great idea to put emails and phone numbers in chats. But let's see, what else was I gonna say? Getting back to my story. And so I kind of went wild for a while, but this whole ME has brought me closer back to God again, So I'm glad. Well, I'm kind of glad for it drives me crazy sometimes and stuff like that, but overall, I guess I'm glad, because it woke me up to how things really are, and it brought me closer to God, and you guys, so there's advantage, the only disadvantage is, sometimes I think I'm going crazy, and then with the headaches and I think Dead GPK, you're right. I think Stuff in the Sky are really good too. And I used to be really good about looking where the moon was and sun were popping up and down too, or even just writing down the times, of the moon sets and the moon rises. But there's just only so many things I can keep track of. But because a lot of people say, well, it was over here, you know, and then it moved over there in 2 days. Well, that's impossible, obviously. You know, yeah, Evie, it's funny though, because that's the one thing that going into from trespassers to debtors is that even my church, they still say trespassers. They're just, you know, kind of an older church, and they're just set in their ways, and they don't really care if it, you know, they just kept it trespassers. What did you see, Dark Wolf? Dark Wolf says he's seen the most insane sky phenomenon that you've ever seen. Although it'd be great to have my debts all forgiven. And see, it turned counterclockwise. The moon turned counterclockwise, and then he said, huh. Yeah, I mean, stuff that's happening is just so wild. What did it do? You saw a cloud move backwards and forwards twice on its own. Move, stop, reverse, stop, move forward again. Huh. That's wild. Yeah, I think, oh my gosh, Korrie, that would freak me out. I've seen online videos of stuff like that about planes stopping midair, but holy cow, that would freak me out. I mean, to me, how, you know, unless there's something physically in the air that's stopping that plane, like a, you know, some kind of webbing or, you know, spider web type thing or something like that, you know, that, I mean, to me, that's like a clear indicator that we're in a hologram. I mean, what else could that be of a plane stopping midair, you know? That's interesting, Dark Wolf. Well, and then, you know, you've seen the footage, and you have to wonder because everything can be so fake these days, but like of the planes that are kind of like just like blanked out on top, but you see the bottom of them or whatever. Crazy. I haven't seen anything super duper crazy like that. What is the craziest thing everybody has seen? I'm trying to think what mine would be. I don't even know. I haven't seen anything too awfully wild. Has anyone seen a split sky? I think that would be wild. To me, that's kind of proof, though, that there's something merging. But I swear this card thing that I was doing the other night last night was flipping me out because I'd have my thumb on top of the card, be looking up the verse, and all of a sudden I'd look down and it'd be a totally different book of the Bible. I'm like, are these cards changing order? I mean, it freaked me out a little bit. Hi, Sportster. How are you? I'm trying to be quiet because I hear a little bit of movement upstairs. Anyway, guys, if you look at let's see, Evie says, you have video of a stuck plane that you took personally, Dad, GBK? Oh, that'd be, yeah. Split sky twice, and then he said, huh. Yeah, I've seen some spectacular colors around here. I mean, spectacular. I need to upload some of those because, you know, it's so flat here that, you know, when it is somewhat clear, you really get a show. Yeah, I've seen pretty much like a red sun as well. Yeah. Let's see. I don't know what I'm trying to think of what I guess. Well, it's not something that I've seen, but the craziest thing that happened to me is when I heard the double conversations. I don't know if you guys, most of you probably know about that story, but I was listening to Scare Performance, and I could hear like two sets of conversations on top of each other, and they were live. So I thought at first, I was like, is one of these a recording and one's live? But he said no. And then I guess one or two other people said they heard the same thing. So it wasn't just me, but it was like two dimensions slipping out, or I could hear their thoughts or something like that. It was weird. That's probably the strangest thing that's happened to me. And it's sad to think that, like, Korrie's, it's the end of her weekend and we still have a day. Sorry to rub it in, Korrie. It's just kind of neat that we can talk across the world like this, Well, and QP, your time zone's probably pretty close to Korrie's. How many hours different are you from Sydney, QP? Oh, yeah, I'll definitely check that out. The GPK, that sounds cool. Yeah. You guys have it rough in the UK. Like, it's clear a lot of time. Oh, yeah, missing time freaks me out, too. And I think I've had a double day as well. I've had missing days and double days. But that was, you guys, did you hear what Scott said that one time about how his birthday was on the wrong day? Man, that would freak me. I immediately looked to see. Of course, mine was just last December, and it looks to be right so far. But an hour difference between you and Korrie. Yeah, I didn't think there would be too many. Let's see. Dark Wolf says, have you ever been around someone, thought something really loudly in your head, and the person next to you looks at you and asks you what you said, even though you never actually said anything? I think that might have happened to me a couple times, but that's weird. Let's see. If the Earth were flat, there would have to be two suns. We might have two suns. I don't know. I'm not a flat earther or a glober either way. I just think of it as a reality, I just don't think, I think that argument is just, I mean, I get that it's important. I'm not saying it's not important. It's just, to me, and I'm open to it being flat earth for sure. I just, I just can't be convinced either way is what I'm saying. Oh, well, yeah, Korrie, that's interesting what you say about the road. I guess the other thing for me too would be when I woke up in that military thing. Or, let's see, I drove when I was in my car. Korrie says she drives down a road 1,000 times, ended up on a road that was about 100, 200 meters to the right. Yeah, I don't know. Things are amazing right now. Yeah, Simon, it is. It's so amazing. It's great. It's really nice. And even though even though they're all listening in on everything that we're doing, it's just like, it's still a good thing, I think, that we're connecting with each other, because otherwise we'd jump off a cliff. As Dark Wolf assumes it has to do with our high empathy, maybe accidentally using it in reverse. Yeah. Yeah, telepathy. Let's see. Oh, yeah, the GPK, the like where it disappears in front of you, kind of like a hologram or simulation. Yeah. Well, yeah, Korrie, that was crazy too. Even yesterday in Patrick's chat where you guys didn't see me come in, and I had typed something, and I'm like, where did it go? I couldn't see it, and it was clear at the top of the chat, and you guys hadn't seen me come in. That was really weird, I thought. So, Korrie, Martha Jane said that she got, because I asked her where she was and where all her videos were, and she said she got hacked or something. I guess you probably know that, but I wish she had a little bit of a better, I know that's the one that she can do, but I wish she had a little bit of a better time slot because she's really interesting. I like her streams. So if anybody was looking for Martha Jane last night, she told me that our YouTube channel got hacked and that's why she doesn't even have any videos on it. Oh, wait. Oh, wow, Evie. What is this? What? I didn't see that. See me go back. Dang it. Oh, really? She can move things? I kind of think that we're going to start having special powers. Does anybody else think that? Or maybe we even have them already. I don't know. It sounds crazy for me. Did I just say that? Sounds so odd and so weird. Oh my gosh. You get noticed for comments, but they're not there. I know. And then somebody will say, like, who was it that said, was it you, Simon? Somebody, I can't remember, but somebody said that what they asked me or what they wrote down in the chat and what my answer was both changed from what he remembered. That's weird too. You can see in the dark better, Evie? Yeah, I think I can too. I never used to be able to see the dark in the dark at all. You would love the power, the telekinesis one. Is that what you're talking about, QP? You love that one, that power? Yeah, I'm starting to wonder what all is going to happen or what all we can do that we don't know or whatever. You can move paper, Korrie? Even that little bit's kind of cool. That means, well, even the Bible says you can move a mountain. Oh, so it wasn't you, Simon? Yeah, I'm trying to think of who it was that told me that. Can't think of it. Who it was. I need to go back and look at to see. And then I also need to go back on to see some of my videos to see if they've changed, my short ones anyway. In the last 3 days I've had synchronicities. Yeah. I saw 11:11 p.m. last night. What's cloud busting? Just like breaking up a cloud. Hi, my Jet A1. Nice to see you. You haven't tried moving the mountain? Well, the Bible says we can if we have the, faith to do it. So, well, the mountains have moved, haven't they? And the oceans and the continents. I hardly even look at logo changes anymore. And it's like, it's not that they're not important. I think every little thing that changes is, but it's just like, when you've got all these other huge things happening. Bye, Sarah. Great to have you here this morning. Yeah, so I don't know. Oh, and I was going to ask this too. I could have sworn Scott said that both he and MA weren't going to come on Monday. And so yesterday when he was on, I was like, yay. But, and then he said he's going to be on again today. And I was like, because I had planned on doing something else. And then I saw him come on and I'm like, oh, goody. But did anybody else think that too? Or was that a change? Or is that just something he changed his mind on? Or because I could have sworn that that he had said that both of them wouldn't be there till Monday. I don't know. But I was glad he was on yesterday. I wish I could. I used to pay attention to I wish I could talk politics like. Well, maybe I don't. I used to watch. That's all I used to do is watch the news and be involved in everything. But it just got too much, and now I think it's all a joke anyway. But this stuff's pretty important with Syria, though. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought, Korrie. So I didn't know if maybe MA just thought that, or I just didn't know if something shifted that Scott was on. That's what I guess I'm getting at. Dead GBK says some people can control wind. So, since you're into the weather, GBK, do you think that HARP has a lot to do with any of the stuff, or do you think that's all just hype? That's great that you have a sunny day, Simon. It's funny, on my computer now I have 3 clocks because, I need to know what time it is in the UK and I need to know what time it is in Australia, like almost at all times, I know it's 5 hours difference from the UK and I can't remember exactly what it is on because I don't have my right computer in front of me, but I always have those 3. I always have Sydney, Manchester, and my time zone. Oh, you think the harp has to do with the Schumann as well? Oh, I want to see if I can get to that today. Because yesterday I couldn't get to it. Your arm is dead? Do you mean they can't get to your veins, Korrie? I definitely think harp has something to do with stuff. Definitely. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, well, it's 5 hours different from Eastern because it's 5:51 my time, but it's 7:51 Eastern. Where are you, my Jade? One, are you in Sydney or area or Australia or where are you? Yeah, I think going barefoot does help. And then he said, I do that too. Like I'll try to do it as much as I can when it's nice out. It does feel good on um, something about going, of course, a lot of people never go barefoot outside. Yeah, the lightning strikes. Yeah, when I knew that too, did GBK, and when I tell people that, they're like, "What? What would that have to do with it?" And I really don't know either, but yeah, geoengineering. Yeah. I was gonna look. Oh yeah, I was gonna see if I could get to the Shima. Let me see here. Oh, I need to get this on a. was going to look up, because yesterday I was wondering if it had anything to do with Syria, if like Russia is blocking the US from accessing some of their sites, if that's why. But they need to get a bigger scale on the Schumann, because it's going down all the way to 40 a lot now. I want to see how, higher it goes. You're in West Australia? Or just that same time zone? I'm checking the Schumann out. I'm trying to get to it. I go through, I need to put a bookmark on here, but I have a couple different. Oh, okay. Oh, that's wild, Dark Wolf. Well, have any of you had your name called in your sleep, like what we were talking about the other day? Because that was wild. Like there was 3 or 4 of us that were, I had mentioned that I had that happen, and then we were talking about how, oh yeah, I can get to it today. So, well, it's not too bad. It's not going all the way down to 40 like it was. It's going down to about, let's see, what is that? Can't read it. It's so small. I think it says around 18 or so. Sirocco. Oh, really? That's interesting. Dark Wolf. Huh. Let's see. And then he says, I've suddenly awakened and heard someone in the room talking on 2 occasions. Then after a few seconds, it stops. Yeah, well, I always think I hear murmurings. What I heard in I was sleeping, and I heard, Michelle, are you awake? And it sounded like my my friend, but someone's still shouting your name, Evie. Oh, by the way, my niece's name is Evie. She's 6. She'll be 7 in June. I like that name. Okay, Raleigh, good to know. I really get a lot of numbness in my hands and feet. I don't know if it's due to the ME or just something wrong in my body, but I've had it for quite a while. It is scary. Yeah, I see your post, Raleigh. I said it was good to know that she's not a scammer. That's good. Good night, Raleigh. Have a great day. You have numbness in your fingers? Well, sometimes I'm wondering if are we hearing different dimensions or what? I don't know. Bye, Jed GBK. Have a great day. Alrighty, Simon. Yeah, I'm going to shut this down, you guys. It's almost 6. So everybody have a wonderful day. I'll leave the chat open for a little while, you guys. Bye, Simon. All right, everybody, I'm shutting this down, but I'll leave the chat open for a little while. Everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.